Happy Wednesday to everybody that is watching this game. We are in week 5 of the Gridiron Virtual League, and we are going to see the Wolves take on the Zero Percenters in Cleveland. Now, the Dragons were defeated by the Flamingos to make the Dragons 3-2, and the Flamingos are 3-2. The Wolves are 2-2, and the Zero Percenters are 2-2. Whoever wins this game, there will be a three-way tie for first place. Now, currently the standings are Flamingos, Dragons, Wolves, Zero Percenters. A Wolves win will put the Wolves in second place and the Dragons in third place. A Zero Percenters win will, however, put the Zero Percenters in third place instead of fourth place. Oh, and Leonard Griffith with a nice spin to make Richard Nash miss that tackle. The Wolves are hot. They have the second most points scored in the league at the moment. They also have the second total overall offense at the moment. But they are the worst defense. So far, they are the worst defense. So, I want you guys to give your predictions for this game as this game goes on. Say a little bit what you like, a little bit what you don't like, and let's just go on and watch this game. Now, we do have some free agency pickups from Colombia. Colombia has dropped a number of people over the past week, and they have picked up a number of people. Now, with the loss of Caesar Jones, their tight end, they are with the loss of Caesar Jones, their tight end, they are using Dexter McCormick, their old starting running back, at tight end. Now, they have a new running back in Charvarius Rodriguez, who is their starting running back. And Charvarius Rodriguez is great all around player. Is a very, very dominant, very tall, and I believe that's Dexter McCormick right there. And he spins out of a tackle, and I'm very pleased with this roster move, and I'm also pleased with another roster move. They picked up a few corners, and they moved Jonathan August. They picked up a corner and they moved Jonathan August to middle linebacker. So I'm going to be very excited to see just what Jonathan August can do in this game as Charvarius Rodriguez sits and waits before he takes off. 2nd and 13 from the 48-yard line. Now, we already talked about in Monday's game about just how new this Columbia offense is. I spoke about that, and I do want to talk about Cleveland, though. Cleveland, in their last outing against the Dragons, had a wake up moment. They played probably the best that I have ever seen this team play. They probably played the best I have ever seen this team play. And I want to continue seeing how well they do, how well they fare against other teams. So, and yes, right. In week 4 they had a great game against the Dragons. As Dexter McCormick is gonna take that ball in for a touchdown. They had a great game against the Dragons back in week 4. And they had 2 back-to-back forfeit wins. So coming off of those forfeit wins, they did play very, very good, and they almost beat the Dragons. So I am hoping for this Zero Percenters team to put up a tough challenge against Columbia. Columbia did lose to, and that's Bernard Yelverton on the rushing touchdown. But Columbia did lose to the Dragons in week 1. But I think it was just opening night jitters. They were the first team to play. They played the very first game. I think they just had some opening week jitters, and then they went on to play arguably the best team in the league in week 2. So Colombia was down. Um, so I think that Colombia was able to figure out some of their miscues after weeks 1 and 2. They were able to pull out a win in week 3, followed by another win in week 4, and a win here will put them on a 3-game win streak. That would be the longest win streak in the history of the Gridiron Virtual League. No other team has won 3 head-to-head games in a row. No other team has done so. So, and if I'm wrong, please let me know. But I am pretty sure no other team has won 3 in a row. So we're going to continue to watch this game, and I also want to point out that, as you see, the score is 8-0. I want to point out that Colombia, I've noticed they've gotten very sure of themselves recently. They've been. Is that an interception? Oh, and that is an interception by the new the new strong safety, Kawisa Katamera, and he just made a statement right here in his first game. Duran Kawisa Katamera, such a great, and as Leonard Griffith is gonna get brought down by Richard Nash, and Garrett Cobb is going to be out with a back injury. And I'm pretty sure Garrett Cobb will be back in next week's lineup. It's it's probably just a minor back injury, but you all will see on next week whether or not he is back. So Duran Kawisa Katamera. Oh, and Rodriguez was able to spin out of contact and pick up a nice game. And this is what they brought him on for. They brought him on so they could start making those big runs, those long rushes. And between Rodriguez and Yelverton just rushing the ball, I'm pretty sure that they can do something great. But I wanted to talk about how Colombia runs their offense now. They started to be a team that comfortably goes for 2, and in my opinion is the second best team in the league that is eligible for the playoffs behind the Flamingos. If we want to talk about all of the teams in terms of their rankings, I strongly believe that the Flamingos and the Bears are arguably the best teams in the league. I will probably go on to say the Flamingos are the best. You see Charvarius Rodriguez stats right there. He's 37 yards on the ground and 27 yards in the air. So that's great for this team, and again, that's why they brought him on, to be able to make those runs and to be able to catch those passes. But Colombia is a team that goes for 2, and they, in my opinion, they have no shame about it. But I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about the rankings for these teams, and I see the rankings as such: the Flamingos, the Bears, the Wolves, the Dragons, the 0%ers, and the Alligators. I think that the Dragons could be a better team if we, this is the halfway point of the season. If on the other half of the season they actually they show that they can win some more games. I think that if they can show they can win some more games, they'll be pretty good. So week 6 next Wednesday at 8:30. So a week from today, you guys will see the Dragons take on the Wolves, and the Dragons will be home this time around. Let me just make sure that is correct. Yes, the Dragons will be home this time around. After that, they play the Flamingos again in week 7. This time it's an away game, and that game will air on Monday, December 21st. And then in week 8, which will air on Monday, January 4th, the Dragons will take on the Bears again. In week 9, the Dragons will take on the Alligators. And then to finish off the season, the Dragons will take on the 0%ers. So, in my opinion, they have a fairly easy rest of the season. I do not see them beating the Wolves or the Flamingos again, but I do see them winning against the Alligators, possibly the Bears, and then the 0%ers. Now, if they don't beat the Bears, this Dragons team might actually end up being worse than the 0%ers in terms of record. I think the 0%ers are a great team. They just need to be coached a little better. If they were coached a little better and made better plays, made better decisions, they could do something. They could make a campaign. Now we are almost at the 2-minute warning. Cleveland with the ball. They haven't scored anything yet, but Jay Capitilla was right there on the score. And now these teams are going to select their plays, and Jalen Milton is going to come out and kick that ball through the uprights. And Jalen Milton, it is up, it is through, it is good. Columbia up 14-7. Jalen Milton on the kickoff, kicking off from his own 30, boots it way out of the end zone for a touchback. And now Columbia is going to return to their most promising play. And no other team has been able to pull this play off. And what I like to see is that every team has developed their own identity. Except for, I would say all the teams except for the... Oh, and that ball is intercepted. And can he return it at all? And he's not going to be able to return it. Such a pity. But Bernard Yelverton on that interception. And now Daxton Welch and company can come back out on this field and possibly score again. And that ball is going to be... Oh! And it was not caught in the one-on-one coverage against Giotto. Oh, and I can only imagine how frustrating that must be. As the new linebacker, Mark Holmes, is going to come in for the sack on Daxton Welch. Now, I want to keep, all of you guys who are watching, I want you to keep in mind that even if they don't convert this on third, they can kick this. They can kick this on 4th and 4. Oh, okay. This 0%ers team is not going to kick, and I don't understand why. Their kicker is good from 60 plus. So I do not understand why they are not kicking it. As Daxton Welch is going to roll out to his right side. And he is going... Oh, he throws a pitiful pass to give Columbia the ball back on a 3-and-out. And they do not score off of the turnover, as Bernard Yelverton is going to roll out to his left side. He has men open, but he is not going to. Oh, yes, he is going to throw that ball, and that ball is intercepted yet again. Now Cleveland able to hopefully do something with this. They have two chances. They have to make something of it. And that ball is going to be caught by Dean Barnes, the star wideout for this team, Dean Barnes. And Barber runs that ball up the field, and there's Jonathan August on the stop. Jonathan August has been playing, in my opinion, great coverage throughout this game. He has been monitoring the field, and moving him to middle linebacker was a very interesting choice. But if you see him guarding Dean Barnes, and then he peels off because Dean Barnes exited the zone. But I hope you guys were able to see that trade-off that he did with the corner Giotto, as Marauder is going to bring down the receiver. But I hope you guys were able to see Dean Barnes had the A icon over him. But in my opinion, Jonathan August is doing a great job of covering. He is probably going to end up being the best coverage linebacker in the league, given that he used to be a corner, but he was a great tackler. So I can only imagine that he'll end up living up to whatever this Wolves head coach has seen in him. But Cleveland now 4th and 8 from the 21-yard line. What can they do? Are they going to be able to get this first down? No. Giotto is going to bring down Blaine Wright, and that's 2 times in a row now. I can only imagine if they would have gotten 2 interceptions like that and at least gotten 3. It could be a 14-13 game right now, and I can only imagine. Bernard Yelverton getting out of trouble, scrambling, picking up yards, getting a first down, and he is brought down with 11 seconds left. Now Columbia can call a timeout here. They are not going to call a timeout though. Bernard Yelverton's going to drop back. He's rolling out to his left side. He's waiting. He's waiting. Oh, and he's going to scramble. And Richard Nash's not going to be able to bring him down, but that is the end of the first half. A great close contested match. Some bad calls on the 0%er side. But other than that, close match, and they get the ball right back. Let's see what Cleveland can do. And looks like we're going to maybe see a roster change. Possibly. I'm not entirely sure what is going on at the moment, but either way, it does not matter. Let's talk stats. So, as we stand at current, the coach of the year is projected to be the Flamingos head coach. The MVP is still projected to be Tyrone Smith, even though he had some miscues in 2 out of the last 3 games. He is still pretty solid. Ken Janikowski is the QB of the year, but that could change. That could very well change. I think that Bernard Yelverton has been very electrifying, showing that he is an all-around quarterback. I think that Matt Smith has shown that he is an all-around quarterback, and Tyrone Smith might have won with his money by Todd Johnson. So we will see. The wide receiver of the year is projected to be Sam Bugaj from this Columbia team. The tight end of the year is projected to be the man who will not return until week 8, Alonzo Robbins from the Dragons. Now the O-line and D-line, actually no, the O-line of the year are the Flamingos, and the D-line of the year are projected to be the Wolves as of right now. Now the Flamingos were the favorites for O-line and D-line, but they are not anymore. Now the linebacker of the year is Darren Drake, but that could possibly change to Jonathan August. Now this cornerback of the year is Steven Johnson, who is a great quarterback. Cornerback. I apologize. A very great cornerback is Jay Capatillo, is going to catch that ball. But a great corner that they have in Steven Johnson, who has been able to pick up 28 tackles, and 5 interceptions. And those 5 interceptions, if I'm not mistaken, lead his team and possibly lead the league, as the Flamingos up until yesterday had 18 takeaways on 3 turnovers. So they're plus 15 before Monday's game. So this is a great team, but the safety of the year is projected to be Darren Waters, and the kicker of the year is projected to be John Dorsett. So that ball is going to be caught by Barber, and Barber is going to get the touchdown, make it a 13-14 ball game, and Jalen Milton is going to, on the extra point attempt, is going to be up and in, all tied up in the middle of the third. And this game is very, very exciting. And the Wolves are also showing off that they have a great D-line and some great linebackers by picking up all the sacks that they have picked up. Now, this 0%'ers O-line really needs to get it together. Not only in blocking, but in the run game, too. Up through week 4, only 79 rush yards, which is not all too good. No team other than the Bears and the Flamingos have great rushing stats. No team. Through 4 games, the Flamingos were able to pick up 1,163 yards. So through 4 games, they picked up a little over 250 yards per game, I believe. And the other teams need to get in order with that. Now, the Wolves, I believe in this game, have rushed for more than they have ever rushed. But we will continue to see how the teams fare, how the teams pan out. And we're going to give you an injury report from the Wolves, who do have a few men out, just in case any of you have missed it. Forrest Diaz, the wide receiver, will be out until week 6, so he will make his famed return next week. Caesar Jones will not be able to return until week 8, when they face off against the Alligators yet again in the new year. Next is the week 9 return of Peter Austin, but I'm pretty sure Peter Austin was dropped in his injury, and I'm not entirely sure. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. And Cummings is probably, he's not going to be able to get around the edge on that one, but Cleveland has a chance to get up right here. They have a solid chance to pull ahead. And for those of you who don't know, the outside linebacker, Salvador Putz, is out for the season, which is crushing for this Columbia defense. But, and Jonathan August gets a sack. Jonathan August on the sack. And I was very excited to see Jonathan August start at middle linebacker. I knew that he would be able to do something. And is that ball going to be? Not going to be caught, as that ball was broken up by, it looked like maybe Dustin Marauder and Giotto on the stop back there. Adrian Giotto on that stop, actually. Jonathan August trying to get another sack, and that ball is going to be caught by Henry Nichols. And Henry Nichols still making plays after being benched. Well, not benched, but moved to the wide receiver 2 position for Dean Barnes, and that ball is going to be caught by John Barber. Now, we talk about the 0%ers injuries as well. As John Barber gets that first down, he's going to try and make Adrian Giotto miss, but Giotto is not going to be fooled. We talk about the injuries. Marcus Haynes, the right guard, is out, but I don't think that contributes to how poorly this team has been being managed and played. But they are within 10 yards. The Cleveland offense is within 10 yards of their end zone, and that ball is caught by John Barber for a touchdown. Great reception, great play. Jalen Milton puts his team up 21-14. Now, what is going to happen in the closer of this game? Cleveland is now up. This is the second week in a row that they have been able to get up and ahead of their opponents. Opponents who were favorited to win before the game even started. Now, hopefully, Columbia, though, can turn this minor setback into a major comeback. Let's see what they can do. Yelverton drops back. Lorenzo Camps is lost. Bernard Yelverton gets a block. And Horace Sanders is going to try and bring him out, but Yelverton steps out of bounds first. Now out of the pistol formation, Bernard Yelverton, 9 for 13 and 2 touchdowns. Hands it off to Rodriguez. Rodriguez running straight up the middle, and he tries to cut to the right side, but there was no hole. The hole in front of him was closing too fast. He decided maybe going off to the right might do the trick. Yelverton drops back. He rolls out to the left side. He makes sure he doesn't cross the line, and that ball was not able to get hauled in. 3rd and 7, 48-yard line. Yelverton drops back, but he moves up into the pocket entirely too quickly. And now Columbia has to go for it. Well, they don't have to, but they are going to go for it on 4th down. Yelverton is rolling out to the left side. He is tired, though. He's going to try and outrun Rodney Graves, but Rodney Graves brings him down for the sack and turnover on downs. Cleveland with the ball. Daxon Welch drops back. He throws that ball off to the edge to Terry Hodges, and Adrian Giotto is not having any of it. Gain of 5. 14-21 at the beginning of the 4th. We still have about 10 minutes of football to go. And now we will see a play from Daxon Welch. Play action pass. Adrian Giotto in the vicinity to swat that away. And now Daxon Welch on the drop back again, rolling out to the right side. And that ball is intercepted. Intercepted by Dustin Marauder. Dustin Marauder getting an interception. That has to be a happy moment for this team, as Yelverton is going to escape again, but he is going to get brought down by Jackson behind the line for a sack. And Dustin Marauder, one of the leading tacklers for this team behind Jonathan August, had no interceptions up until this game. So this defense is playing well today, getting sacks, getting off the line well. And Rodriguez is going to get that 1st down. And every play is a good play as long as it gets a 1st down. That's not entirely true, actually. But if it gets a 1st down, it's good. And Dexter McCormick wide open on that tight end drag. And McCormick's going to get a block. He's going to try and roll and cut under it, but he is going to get brought down. Now Columbia. Yelverton drops back, being chased by Lorenzo Camps. Camps altering his attack position. And Camps is going to bring him down, but not until after Yelverton crosses the line of scrimmage. And Yelverton is just running all around this Cleveland defense, as Yelverton is going to get brought down by Jennings. I believe that's Louis Jennings that was on that stop right there. And now Cleveland is going to change their defensive strategy, as Rodriguez is going to get a block. Oh! And if he would have kept on going to the outside, he might have been able to pick up some yards. Bernard Yelverton rolling out. He has 2 men open. And that ball is going to be caught by Rodriguez, Charvarius Rodriguez. Rodriguez with open field, open grass, and he is going to get brought down at about the 8-yard line. 1st and goal, Columbia. This 4th quarter is rolling by entirely fast. And Bernard Yelverton drops back. He's looking. He is searching. Horace Sanders is in the area, but he overthrows it, and that ball goes out of bounds. Pistol formation. Yelverton drops back. He rolls out to his left side. And Yelverton's going to try and get it with his feet, but he's not going to be able to do it. And Yelverton, it seems like, loves rolling out to the left side. So teams are really going to have to figure out how they're going to account for Yelverton rolling out and what exactly they are going to do. And hopefully other teams can figure it out, but hopefully for Columbia's sake, they don't figure it out. Bernard Yelverton, open field. Bernard Yelverton for the touchdown. his second rushing touchdown of the game. And Yelverton is going to try and score the 2-point conversion, but he's not going to be able to get it. And we're at a minute 56, 20-21. And all Cleveland has to do is run out the clock. That is all Cleveland has to do. All they have to do is run out the clock. Onside kick by Finkel. And, Finkel decides he's going to kick it down the field, pinning them at the 25, making them work for it. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. What can Cleveland do? Elmer Cohen looking for an open gap to rush. John Barber getting brought down by Dustin Marauder. And now we see a timeout attempted to be called, but not made. Now Elmer Cohen looking for another gap to rush. Daxon Welch rolling out to his left side. He has the first down, and Indy has more, brought down by Barber. Mr. Barber. Columbia with the timeout on a 1st and 10. Now Cohen. And Hodges is running up the middle. So now we're going to see what Cleveland can do. They can take their good old merry time. Cohen trying to find a weak spot again. And now Daxon Welch has another first down, brought down by Barber a second time. 46-yard line, 1st and 10. And there's no way that Cleveland loses this game at this point. Columbia has 1 timeout. Cleveland continues to get first downs. They have the most accurate and most powerful kicker in the league. I don't see how they lose this game. Because Barber is going to get brought down right there. 3rd and 15. I take the run again. I would run it again. Hope I get some yards. And possibly be able to kick it. Strong I formation. That clock is still winding down. And will Columbia call the timeout? Columbia does call the timeout to stop the clock. So now this has to be a run situation. You run the ball. They don't have any more timeouts. You let the clock wind down and either win it or kick. Daxon Welch dropping back. That pass is caught by Barber. Barber makes Giotto miss, but he is brought down by Deron Kawisi Katsamera. Now with 40 seconds left, 37 seconds left, this game is over. Cleveland has won the game. Cleveland is going to win their first head-to-head match. And this is very exciting. This is a very exciting time for this team. And I congratulate them. I congratulate the coach. I congratulate him on finally being able to pull off a win. And this is a new chapter. This is a new leaf. This is a new everything for this team. And I think that with this win, this can give them the confidence boost that they need. This can give them a confidence boost that they need. Love to see it. And it's a bad kick, but and the kick lands with 1 second left. And the best Hail Mary team is going to have a chance of throwing this Hail Mary. And oh my goodness. I don't know how they missed or why they waited why they didn't just take possibly the delay of game or something. Maybe not a delay of game because they could have forced a turnover on downs, but something. Wow. And now we're going to see what Yelverton can do. Rolling out to his left side. No one rushing him. No one giving him any pressure. He throws that ball into the end zone. One-on-one coverage. Christopher Rodriguez. Christopher Rodriguez. A walk-off touchdown. Oh my goodness. A huge walk-off touchdown. for this Wolves team. And the Wolves have pulled a win out of the depths. Oh my goodness. And this is a crushing defeat for Cleveland. Cleveland now 0-3 in head-to-heads. This is just sad. And to make it worse, the fullback picks up the 2-point conversion. And that's the game, folks. Oh my goodness. If you are a fan of the 0%ers, I do not envy you right now. But I will see you guys again on Friday. We will call the next game, and that will be the Bears versus the Alligators. So, leave some predictions for that game. See you guys on Friday at 9.